Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about something really cool that I thought you should know about. It totally blew my mind when I was learning astrology. So I'm a Hellenistic astrologer. And in that type of astrology, which is what the ancients practiced in Greece and Rome, they talked about the concept of sect or teams. So you were either on the sun team or the moon team. And so this relates to you. So there is a difference for you whether you were born in the day or nighttime. Day people have a different focus and personality and priorities than night chart people. So this is just a really cool thing to know about you, your personality, and it ties into what planets are going to be the most helpful for you throughout your life. So I'm going to show you a chart and get into it. Okay, guys, so I pulled up a chart for you to demonstrate how you would figure out if you're a day chart or a night chart. So first of all, what I'm going to just say is that if you were born in the morning, that it was daylight out, you're a day chart. If you were born at nighttime when it was dark out after the sun sets, you're a night chart. So that's pretty simple. If you're a day chart, if you're born at 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., you're a day chart. The sun was out. It was bright out. If you were born at 8 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m., 3 a.m., and the sun was set, it was nighttime, the sun wasn't there, it was dark, you're a night chart. So that's pretty simple. And bringing in this chart, basically, a day chart or a night chart is based on when the sun is rising and the sun is setting. So you see this little symbol here. This is the ascendant, and you see this little symbol here. This is called the descendant, and the ascendant is where the sun rises, and it goes. It rises on the horizon. We see the sunrise here. So basically, this is a globe, and this half, you can cut this circle in half. This is the sky. And then on the bottom is the other side of the world. So the ascendant is where the sun rises. We see it go around the earth, round the earth, round the earth, and then it sets at the descendant. And so let me move the sun. Keep your eye on the gold sun here. I know there's all of these other planets, but keep your eye on the sun here. So I'm going to move it forward, and we're going to see the sun is there. We'll move it a little more, see the sun is there. This is all daytime. So if your sun is in any of these places, daytime, it's daytime, and you're a day chart. Okay, and so then when the sun here gets to the descendant and in the seventh house, that's where we're talking about nighttime, because this descendant is where the sun sets. So the seventh house, is where the sun goes away, it goes bye-bye, it goes night-night. And so when the sun sets and it's nighttime, if the sun is below the descendant, you are a night chart. And so you can see here the sun, it's setting, it's below the earth. So see the sun here. Any of these placements below the descendant and the ascendant on the bottom half, you are a night chart. Okay, so here it is some modifying factors. This is where it gets tricky, where the sun is in the first house, but it's below the ascendant. So what does that mean? Well, in general, if the sun is in the first house and it's within 15 degrees below the ascendant, you're considered to be a day chart, but that really varies by astrologer. And if you really want to know for sure, you can consult with an astrologer, and they can, let you know their opinion. Also, you can just listen to what it means, day chart versus night chart, and see what resonates more with you as you learn about this and learn about your team or your sect. And I do think there's an argument to be said for either, maybe you work for both teams, or both teams benefit you, or you find difficulties with both being a day chart or a night chart. I'll talk about that more when we talk about what planets work for you, what planets are your most problematic. I have to say though, even if this sun let me move this. Like even if like say this sun is in the second house, but it's like getting close to the ascendant, you'd still be a night chart. So if the sun is in the second house, you're a night chart. And I'm using whole sign houses. So I always use whole sign houses. So um that's that. Okay, so the other tricky thing for if you want to know if you're a day or night chart is if you have the sun in the seventh house. And there's usually like a smaller orb here, but like it was like 15 degrees here. People usually use like 5, maybe 10 degrees above the ascendant or descendant. So like the sun is above the descendant. So it's a little bit tricky here. Like a lot of people would consider this a day chart, but again, you'd have to consult with an astrologer or listen to some feedback on day or night charts to like figure out which one you most relate to. And again, maybe you relate to both of them because you're in this like seventh house place. So we could move this like a little bit closer to the descendant. So like, yeah, say like your sun is right here, the sun is about to set, like you can see the sunset, you could be considered a night chart. Okay, so I told you how to figure out if you are a day chart or a night chart. So what does that mean? So if you are a day chart person, your priorities and goals in life are going to relate to the sun's meaning. And the sun is related to what lasts forever, the soul, what's eternal, and like what the soul is driving us to do in this world. So it's also connected to more masculine qualities, or I guess that would be like the yang quality. I think that's like the outgoing like part, like yin and yang. But basically the outgoing part of us, the part of us that asserts ourselves, the part of us that is concerned with who we are and our identity and what we want to do in the world, the legacy we want to leave, how we make, kind of like our light last forever. And so if you're a day chart person, what you might have noticed is that the sun goes through this first house, the 12th house, 11th house, 10th house, 9th house, 8th house. And then the 7th house is we're getting to the nighttime. So if you're a day chart person, you are going to be relating more to the meanings of the houses in the top half of this chart. Now, I haven't gone over the house systems. You don't actually need to know that. I'm going to go over what this means. If you're a day chart person, you're connected to the first house, which is connected to the self, your identity, your body, who you are in the world and how you're going to navigate the world. You would also relate to like 12th house things, being kind of bummed out by being held back by a body, the restrictions of life. And at times you may feel isolated or disconnected from the things that you're meant to do because you feel like your soul brought you into this world and you're focused on what it is you're meant here to do. The 11th house means that as a day chart person, you're going to want to connect to people, connect to friends and, people that you love and groups that can really help you out and help you get connected to opportunities and to other people and to like resources where you can be helped out with achieving your goals, dreams, and wishes. And this is where you're super optimistic and you're hopeful and like you're hoping that things will be working out. Then the sun in the 10th house talks about career or being known in the world or a reputation, or it can even be like important things like your role as a parent, but it's your public reputation. And so as a sun person, you're going to be more concerned with your public reputation, what you're meant to do out in the world, how you're going to lead, or what career you're going to do, or just wanting to accomplish something or achieve something worthwhile that you think is worthwhile in the world. Okay, then as a day chart person, you're most likely going to relate to these 9th house topics, which relate to spirituality, faith, religion, or finding the higher truths in life. So that can mean, it can mean religion, but it could also be you're super into science or higher education. You're into travel and going to pilgrimages to find things out. You love celebrating life and having big parties and celebrations and getting together with people like the next big event. You also might be interested in fame, having people come to you or well known, having people come to you to get advice from you, or being in the spotlight. So the ninth house relates to fame. It can also relate to, the sun is connected to like music and inspiration. So really creating things, creating art, or being a master of your craft, where people come to you to truth, or you may really relate to music and things that inspire you. Then as a day chart person, the last house you would relate to, having the sun rise and set here, is the eighth house. And in the eighth house, the sun becomes aware of death. So the sun is about to set when it comes to the eighth house. And so that is where, as a sun person, you're aware of death. And you may be really afraid of death, or you may be fascinated with the concept of death, but you know that at some point you're going to have to answer for your actions in life. And you're also going to feel obligated to people. And you may have a lot of feel like you have a lot of fated encounters, like you meet people and it's for a reason. And at the end of the day is going to end. And what is the legacy that you're going to leave behind? Okay, so as a night chart person, I'm just going to stick the sun below the descendant. So it's going to travel below the earth. So if you're a night chart, you're going to be most connected to the meaning of these bottom houses that the sun travels through. This sun here is going to travel through the seventh house, sixth house, fifth house, fourth house, third house, second house. You don't need to know the meanings of the houses. I'm going to tell you, okay? As a night chart person, you are going to be most concerned with your relationships with others. So things like marriage, having kids, or creating business partnerships, creating intimate relationships with other people. And you're going to be more maybe grounded, more connected to the realities of life as we're getting below the earth, which relates to earthiness. So yeah, your close, intimate relationships, getting connected with people, kind of being pulled into their business, not having boundaries with others. So as a night chart person, this is the moon, you're going to be most connected with your relationships with others, intimacy, and this is also sexuality, actually physically connecting with people. Then as a night chart person, you would relate to sixth house topics of just the toil and the burden of having to work hard to do life, to get things. And you may not know when to stop. You may just keep going and going because you feel obligated and connected to other people. And so you may really be focused on working really hard, or may feel just burdened by having to actually do physical things to get them done. This is not where we're dreaming. If you're a night person, it's reality is you have to do something to get something. But it can also be really nice because as a night chart person, you're probably relating to fifth house topics, which is where we relax, we have a good time, we're creative, we do pleasurable things like make love, we have children. Again, we create things of beauty that people can see. We keep our home nice, we take lots of naps, we eat good food, and we enjoy life. Then as a nighttime person, you would relate to fourth house topics, and that connects to your home, your ancestry, the people that came before you, your family tree, and the karma, the family karma that gets created. And in the fourth house, a lot of times we're connected to our ancestors. So even things like mediumship or connecting to people who have died before us and kind of getting creeped out, but also really led through life by those people. And maybe there's some good karma here. This also relates to family property that you may inherit, or an actual physical home that you have. Then as a night chart person, you'd relate to this third house. And the third house is all about the day-to-day connections and also spirituality. So the rituals and routines that we do, and talking to our neighbors, finding out the scoop and the gossip, what's happening, what's going on. So it could relate to you're interested in media, or the next big news story, or what the new beauty trend is, or what people are buying, or what people are into. But it's being connected to the people around you, not necessarily close family. The close family would be in the fourth house or the seventh house, but the people that you talk to all the time that are in your close-knit network, in your neighborhood or town or on your commute. And then last but not least, this is good, this is about money. So as a night chart person, your concerns with actually creating physical resources like money or a home or food, getting the things that you need for your physical body. Like you're focused on that reality of like, I actually like need to make money or get money coming in to have all of these nice things. It's dealing with reality, dealing with how slow it can be with creating resources and money and things. And it's interesting. So both day chart and night people can be interested in money, but night chart people are like, I need to make money. They're not focused so much on this career of the day chart or having a legacy, but it's like, I want to have money and resources because I want to have a family, or I want to have a partner or somebody, or I want to have a nice home that I can go to rely on. And I need like money and resources. I need food to be able to enjoy those things. Okay, so I'm going to do other videos on this, but I just wanted to talk about really quickly what planets are on your team if you're a day or a night chart person. So if you are a day chart person, the planets on your team that are going to be the most important that you want to look at is the Sun and Jupiter. We have the symbol here for Jupiter and Saturn. So those planets are going to be the most important for you, the most crucial for you if you are a day chart. Mercury goes both ways. So Mercury is on your team if he rises above you. So if Mercury is in front of the Sun, like on, like we'll say like Mercury is on the left side of the Sun. Mercury is on the left side of the Sun. He's on your team as a day chart. So night chart people, who's on your team? Going to put Mercury, let's see, below the Sun. Is he going below the Sun? All right, we'll just pretend, okay? Let's put the Moon above here. So if you're a night chart person, who's on your team? The Moon. The Moon is your girl. So when people are like, you know, like look at your moon sign or your sun sign. If you're a night chart person, you may want to look more into your moon sign because the moon is going to be the most important planet for you. The other planets on your team are the goddess Venus. We have Venus right here. She's on your side. She's on your team. Also Mars. He's on your team too. Mercury here, like, let's see, maybe I'll just do a couple weeks. So Mercury is on your team if he is like a nighttime person. Mercury goes both ways. So if Mercury is on the right of the Sun, to the right, Mercury is also on your team. He's a night star. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this video on whether you are a day chart or a night chart person and what your team you're on. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell. Also share it out. If you found this cool and you thought it was pretty neat, share it out with somebody so they get to know about it. And I will see you guys real soon.